in the Rotaract Club of Kampala Central.
As part of their annual tradition, the youth from the Rotaract Club of Kampala Central, together with the Rotaract Club of Gayaza, carry out community outreaches through donations and charitable activities aimed at supporting vulnerable and underprivileged children. With funding from Mission for All, the clubs have once again given hope to Ebenezer Street Children's Rehabilitation Center in Namasumbi, Mukono District. The center provides care to children from the community, those rescued from the streets, and others living with various forms of incapacitation.
Gayaza as a community, plus its neighboring communities, there were several and still are several children, but some are abandoned because when someone gives birth to a child and they are incapacitated or have a particular challenge or defect, several times few people are in position to take care of these children. Sadly, most of them abandon them. So, and within the community, we had to source for our center or home that can help rehabilitate these children and give them hope and more future, probably, so that they can more or less know that being challenged or incapacitated in a particular way does not render you entirely useless. And that is what this home provides.
At the heart of Rotary, it's serving humanity. That's the whole part. So it doesn't matter where you're serving people from in each and every area. Wherever there is a need, you go and address that need. So us coming here, it was about 5 years ago when we discovered that, oh, there is this beautiful place in Gayaza that's rehabilitating, taking care of children we often neglect. You know, when you're driving on the road and a child comes and asks for money, most times we put our windows down. If you're in a taxi, you still, scroll your window. But then we realize in this place that takes on these people. They are treated like children. They are given the necessary education they need. It was a need. This became more than a project. It became a family.
At Ebenezer, the children undergo normal school education, rehabilitation programs, and vocational training to prepare them for a better future.
Omusajja oyo afuuse olubuto nampisa bubi n'enzaala nga siri naye bwe navaayo ne nkomawo anti n'aŋŋamba kankutwale ku Ebenezer. Nneebaza basapoosa bange bonna abampaddeemu ssente. Omwana alina emyaka 2 kitundu agenda weza 3.
Wano oyigiddewo ki?
Njigiddewo bingi kuba nsooka nziza okufuna emikwano emipya, bandaze omukwano Ebenezer tebampisizza bubi, banjagadde, kale banfunira ku mirimu nengenda nenkola. Ekintuuseeko nti kati awo zino luli nali sisobola kgenda nesiba enviiri, kati nsobola nzimanyi, nali sobola kubeera mu abantu abasomako kuba saasoma nakuma mu P3, embeera nabo bamboola naye bano Ebenezer banjagadde tebamboola. Banjagala.
My name is Navo Magentaru, a student at MIFA Ebenezer. Before coming to Ebenezer, I was at home after sitting my UNEB Senior 4. I sat home for 1 year. I didn't go on for HSC. Then there is a friend of my mother who told her about the program at MIFA Ebenezer. Then she asked her whether they still taking more students, and she accepted. I went to their offices and then I was accepted to come and study here.
According to Peter Katamba, head of programs at the school, many of these children are identified with the help of Uganda police, who reach out to them when their lives reach a point of stagnation and distress.
We normally get these children through the government, through the police, and through the communities. We identify that most of these children in the communities that are vulnerable and are displaced may not have the right place to be, the safe place to be where they can call home, a place where they can have fun, a place where they can feel safe. and a place where they can get everything they need for life.
After a period of 3 years, the school works to identify other well-wishers or families who can support and reintegrate these children. However, Mr. Katamba notes that this remains one of their greatest challenges, as reconnecting the children with their families is sometimes unsuccessful.
Yeah, the care order that government provides is supposed to be 3 years. And in that period, we have to trace and find a family connection, an exit family for that child. And in situations where we fail to get that exit family, we need to find an alternative care option for that child. Basically, foster family, a community guardian, anyone who can take on the child. So it is very challenging for the girl child because most of the families don't want to take on the girl child, and we don't try to trust families with the girl child. Or the families we supported before, we request them to take on these children. But in cases where we failed, we go back to government and request for an extension of care order for another 3 years.
This year, the Rotaract clubs donated scholastic materials, food, clothes, mattresses, and other essential items gifts that brought joy and relief to the children at the home.
Then the Rotaract Club of Kampala Central. Another club.
The humble and heartfelt voices, the clubs called upon the people and the youth who are able to support the vulnerable to do so as part of their community responsibility and as a way of putting a smile on the faces of the young generation.
So my point to the people out there is that every year we're here, okay? It doesn't matter how much you have, how much, how little or how big. There is no one who has ever gotten poor from giving.
Youths, we need to remember that at the end of the day, we need not to look at just ourselves. We need to do things in our communities, however small they are.
Naguja Serena for NSTV.